A question that is often asked is whether we are likely to see a lot of health and safety legislation changed after Brexit. And the repeal bill has now been introduced into Parliament, and the purpose of the repeal bill is to repeal the European Communities Act. And as a result, if one just repealed the European Communities Act, legislation made under that Act in the UK, regulations made under that Act, would fall away. Because that would cause a legislative problem, the repeal bill proposes to reintroduce into UK legislation all the regulations that would fit under the European Communities Act, enabling ministers to change them later. However, most of our health and safety legislation has not been made under the European Communities Act, it's been made under the Health and Safety at Work Act. And although it may have arisen from compliance with EU directives, the legislation is actually regulations made under a British statute, which is not being altered. So we shouldn't see any immediate change as a result of leaving the EU. Clearly there may be a desire to change some of the more bureaucratic requirements which have arisen from EU directives, but the government and others, I think, are quite committed to a legislative framework which maintains high standards of health and safety in the UK. And we had such a framework long before we joined the EU.